just answering questions with WAPTech. This first one will be the productive part, because the part that's going to be in the title for the video isn't really a productive subject, but it's what I'm interested in today, but I'm going to put it at the end of the video. Someone writes, sticking up for any politician like Joe Biden or Donald is pure evil. Here we go. Both sides of the same coin. Bunch of corrupt politicians on both sides of the aisle. You can buy into the old two-party thing all you want, while everyone is watching this attempted global takeover. Neither side will save this country until we vow to a brand new republic with a rule of law. Nothing will change except inflation and the planning takeout of the physical U.S. dollar. Why would you care about the U.S. dollar? What does that got to do with this? A lot of third-party or third-rail candidates in the United States prop up the idea of bringing back a gold standard, and it's about capitalism and it's about the two-party system because they're the third party and they can't win. Or you could infiltrate like Bernie Sanders almost did, but the Democrats wouldn't let him. Now, let's talk about this real quick. Joe Biden is inarguably less evil on a person level than Trump in his behavior. He's a buffoon. Trump's also a buffoon, but he's also an evil buffoon sometimes. Trump's family is arguably deliberately more evil and more conniving than... Literally, there's only one relative of Joe Biden that you can bring up, and it's Hunter, and he's quite literally a train wreck that's an embarrassment. Donald Trump's family has maybe some embarrassments, but most of them are shrewd and potentially dangerous business people. I mean that as a compliment and an insult at the same time, which sounds weird. No, it's not equivalent. Yes, I know you'd like to have somebody else in there. Maybe it's LaRouche for all I know. I don't know. Every third party, if anybody's not aware of this, I like libertarians at one time or another. I like anybody who isn't going to do the two-party system as well. I don't give a shit about the two-party system or the third parties because they always do the same stupid argument you're bringing up. We're not Democrat or Republican, therefore we're better. No, give me something better than what they say. And guess what? The Republicans and Democrats aren't giving us anything. They're just doing... Currently, the Democrats are basically prevent Trump from being president. That's their brand now. They're not going to fix anything. Currently, the Republican party's got two separate political parties in the Republican Party. One is the put Trump in power as a basic way to fuck with people and use him as a weapon, the meme of him, the specter of the evil that he represents, if you want to think of it that way. I say that, but that may not be true. Your opinion should vary. I don't think you should be matching my opinion. I'm rather obnoxious about mine. And the other part of it, which are conventional, normal Republicans we really, really miss now, because we've seen how bad the others are. And I'm going to say up front that the really bad ones ostensibly claim to be Christian and patriot and blah, 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 and they're associated strongly with the evangelical televangelist-style religion that's always based on harassing and harming some group of people to keep them down because you feel that you can stand up on their shoulders or their dead bodies, because that seems to be the brand the Republican Party wants right now. And it doesn't help that they keep knuckling under. I'm seeing gutless Republicans. But I'm a Democrat, so I'm used to just a ridiculous amount of gutless Democrats that are trying to be milquetoast. Being a moderate Democrat is probably stupid. Being a moderate Republican is probably the only smart move right now. And they should criticize each other instead of us Democrats having to do it. They need to do it within and remove the bad parts and start over again. We need to start over with this and something about the dollar. That was your argument for the day. Okay, I understand that. But I'm not sticking up for Joe. And I'm not sticking up for Donald. Claiming Donald Trump literally beat a baby to death on cement is a lie. Claiming that Joe Biden is a saint is a lie. I'm only arguing against lies. And right now, Trump isn't in power. He's a blunt instrument of power. And my argument, I don't like Hillary Clinton, but stop accusing her of shit on purpose that you know she didn't do and you don't have evidence for. The only reason they're doing, I think it's now the 6th or 7th attempt to do an investigation of Joe Biden because of what his son did. And they keep bringing up things that have been disproven over and over again that has something to do with Burisma. And some of you out there are really not looking this up. It isn't. When the Republican Party was compelled to admit that they had no evidence for the 6th time, can you admit that they said it? So, no, it's not the same thing. Donald Trump, inarguably, literally walked out of the White House, knowingly, he said, with shit he decided belonged to him when they were literally state secrets, and he showed them off to friends and visitors. And he said he did it. This is not the same thing as Joe Biden. Joe Biden had this much paperwork at his offices. Donald Trump lied about and tried to hide enough that it took a truck to haul it out. These are not the same things, damn it. Are you posting this bullshit? I'm asking you, because you want to get this kind of reaction? Or are you trolling me? Or are you controlling me? And now this terrible segue, mostly like the electric scooter that drove a guy off a cliff. By the way, he wasn't the one who invented it. He bought out the company. I still think it's funny that the robot killed the owner of the company, not the creator. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. When you build a robot and it kills you, it's funny. I said it. So now we're going to talk about gang stalking. No, this isn't directed at the person who made the comment. This is the non-productive part of her video. You can ignore it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk on why people need to stop saying that both sides and it's all the same. No, it fucking isn't. It just isn't. DARPA, CIA, FBI, NSA, criminal Illuminati Gangstalkers who claim to be in the military, have family connections in the CIA, or they're law enforcement or whatever, who come to your channel and post, I know where you live, are lying. They're doing something called cold reading. What they do is they poke you with things and see what freaks you out and what responses you get. Then they read back your own responses to you, and you act like you didn't just finish saying it 5 minutes ago or typing it. You can see it right above what they are typing. And these are on channels where people overshare their lives while claiming to be a gang stalker. Well, I lived at this exact address in this particular city and county and state. This happened. And then you quote back, yeah, it was me. I was there. I was up the street. And they just look it up on Google Street View and tell you the color of the house. You gave them the information. They're repeating back to you and acting like you didn't give the information to literally the entire internet. Some YouTuber joined YouTube January 26th of 2022. Calls himself a chief handler. Chief for authoritarian or authority figure. And handler being a trigger word for easily triggered people. Along with perp, gang stalking, and the word victim. And some other stuff. Like it could be a gang stalker hates puppies. Or a gang stalker lit your house on fire. It doesn't matter what the channel name is, and it doesn't matter what they say. The first rule you should say is, they're full of shit. Second, I'm not going to interact with them. Third, if they repeat something to me that sounds really close to something accurate about me, that means I am not a victim. I'm an idiot that gave my information out. Now, immediately a person's going to say, you're blaming the victim. Yes. If your entire brand, if your entire personality on the internet, it's not really your personality, is that you're a gang stalking victim. I am a victim. Why would you assume I'm not going to claim that you're being a victim? Maybe the only thing you have. Many people who are part of the community of victims, victim communities, gang stalking victims, or whatever, it can be anything. Sometimes that's their only social interaction. And if they stopped being a victim, or acting like one, or using the very special vernacular or vocabulary that they use, they would be kicked out because people say, oh, you're not talking like we are. You must be a perp. A perp is the person attacking everybody. Now, I want to bring up that if you look up gang stalking, and don't look up people being humorous about it, but people who are really serious about it, when you look at their videos, if you look at some of them, especially the early ones, sort by oldest video, you'll find them pointing a camera at completely ordinary things. It's not ordinary looking. They are ordinary. Unless an extraordinary claim is proven with extraordinary facts and extraordinary evidence, it's ordinary. They point cameras at a sprinkler that's making rainbow colors because that's what light does when it goes through water vapor and water droplets. And they say, there's something in the water. No, it's light going through something that's been doing that for millennia. Human beings have noticed this for millennia. And then the person will aggressively respond, I have a reason to be terrified. I will always be a victim, and you can't take that from me. That's a direct quote almost. And then immediately start arguing and then start stalking you. Now, I've already said a bunch of things here that are going to cause reactions of people where they will start typing below and stop the video before I say, have you been triggered into doing something that would give me something to work on you with if I was a troll? Yes or no? Now, if you're still sentient at this point, if your frontal lobe isn't being overridden by rage response and an inability to control yourself, histrionics, hysteresis, hysterical, poke, poke, poke. If you're not responding psychotically, you might say to yourself, yeah, I'm easily manipulated. So am I. I got easily manipulating trolled into almost losing a job twice because someone called in and just started heckling people. And then I learned the master piece that is the mute button. Boop. Not muting them, muting me. Let them yell. I have volume meter. When they went down to nothing, I'm like, please continue. And then I would just not listen to them and let them rant, wasting their time and not mine, not even having a little bit of blood pressure change, sipping my coffee with the volume turned way down. And then when supervisor comes over, what are you doing? Keeping someone from harassing everybody else on the phone tree so that we can get work done. You can order me to stop right now. I will make a note of it. They walk away because they realize keeping a troll, the troll of the day, busy, talking to somebody says, okay, and then keeps listening, it gives them something to do. The trolls on the internet impersonating your stalker are impersonating your stalker. And now I'm going to get to the point. 99%, okay, not 99%, out of over many, many hundreds of people that have asked me to investigate gang stalking, 1, maybe 6 had some merit or evidence. Only 1 was confirmable and can be traced to a person. And it was an ex-business partner and or someone related to them or involved with them emotionally and socially. The point is, 1 out of several hundred means if you think it's a gang stalker, it absolutely fucking isn't. Next, you need to have somebody who isn't being gang stalked to analyze it. No, I don't mean that you look for people who could be perps. I mean you look for people who've never had this happen. Does this look unusual? What? Do you see anything unusual on this table? That was a question I got from one of these people that was dealing with this. It's a blank table. There's nothing on it. What would be unusual about it? Do you see the subtle change in tint in the surface? And my response was, if you're oversensitive to the patterns on a table, put a cloth on it. Have you ever tried that? And has anybody ever told you to do it? And have you refused to do it because it would make the anxiety go away and solve your problem? I got a thank you note and a $100 bill once from that, a few months later from that one. The others all told me to go to hell and they were going to stalk me. There is a pathology to this. And again, are you triggered? It isn't DARPA, NSA, CIA, FBI, criminals, Illuminati, or gang stalkers, but they are predators. We call them trolls. Now, why am I doing this? You're empowering somebody who feels powerless and needs you desperately to respond. This person I'm talking about, the chief handler, has been futzing around on my channel for a while now, and all I responded was, I upvote him and leave him there. That's it. Someone comes along, oh, well, I know this guy and he blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's it. Feed the troll. So I'm going to name the video, Chief Handler Despises the Po and Poor and not the number at the end. And this is a person who's become infamous over the last 4 years when they've had a know-nothing, do-nothing channel for over 2. You're empowering somebody who desperately wants power. Nothing like Donald Trump or any of the other politicians we've talked about. Nothing at all. People who need us to give them power. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And if you want advice on this, ask nicely and I'll give you another video, but I don't think we need that. They're just trolls. And please stop using specialized language. They search for it. Please stop.